we go. This is the MMAVCast. I'm here with my kid brother Remington. I'm Maverick. We're going to talk about UFC 127. Very excited for this card.
Excited.
Unfortunately, one of our good fighters has gone out with Carlos Condit not going to be fighting Chris Lytle.
Kind of, yeah, it is disappointing as seeing as how he had such momentum coming off of such a amazing highlight reel knockout of the knockout artist down the outlaw Hardy, and who everyone said, oh, that's such a mismatch, that's ridiculous, like Dan Hardy's gonna knock him out and all this, and then he just totally gets shown up in his hometown. It was awesome.
Well, see, that's what happens when you're a Brit and you talk a bunch of trash in your hometown. You're going to lose. Anyway, that's another story. All right, 3 good fights happening. We're talking about George Sotiropoulos taking on Dennis Siver. Both guys are red hot. I mean, they haven't really fought the top of the top, but then again, George Sotiropoulos 7-0 in the UFC. Dennis Siver's 5-1 his last 6 UFC fights. I really like this matchup. This is a fight of the night opportunity, but
sure.
I'm going to have to go with the hometown boy, George Sotiropoulos. Who do you like?
I'm going to have to go with Dennis Siver, Mav, because I just see that Dennis Siver needs this win so badly that he's going to be training, like, obviously everyone needs a win, and so like George Sotiropoulos obviously training his heart out, I'm sure, but I just see that Dennis Siver, with his just extraordinary kickboxing skills, is going to just look for that sprawl because he doesn't want to mess. He is not going to want to mess with George Sotiropoulos' ground game because he's such a skilled jiu-jitsu player, but I would say that Dennis Siver is going to take him out on the feet and finish it on the ground.
And Sotiropoulos is taller and has a better reach, but we saw what happened last time with Dennis Siver, so we'll see if that stays the course. All right, next fight, Michael Bisping taking on Jorge Rivera. This is an interesting one because Jorge is old. He's 38 years old,
guy.
But he puts guys to sleep. I mean, he's won his last 2 fights by TKO. Legendary.
And then it destroyed Kendall Grove 4 fights back. Just, I love watching that highlight reel. Every time he just swarms on him, takes him down, and just starts pounding away, and Kendall Grove just goes to sleep and just gets curled up in the fetal position, like Rashad Evans against Lito Machida style. I love it. Watch it all the time.
Legendary knockout.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Michael Bisping, one of those guys that will put up a good win streak every now and again. But, he's a fight of the night kind of guy that does those good decisions, like when he fight Akiyama, good fights and stuff. I think he outlasts Jorge Rivera in this one. I think he's got good stand-up skills, and I just don't think Jorge Rivera is going to be able to connect to Michael Bisping like the way he has in his past couple of fights.
Yeah, Bisping has very good, elusive striking, and he really showed that against Akiyama, who just let him hit him in the face like a million times. I don't even know what Akiyama was thinking, but Akiyama has such a good chin. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, although he should be 0-3. He's 1-2, but he should be 0-3 because that was a
bogus win.
Terrible decision. Anyway, whatever. You know what we're talking about. All right. Fight. John Fitch taking on BJ Penn.
Oh, so good.
Now, John Fitch, arguably the second best welterweight in the world. Probably the best welterweight in the world. The guy's won 5 in a row. Granted, all by unanimous decision.
Like most welterweights.
Like GSP always does. But at the same time, he hasn't finished a guy since 2007. Not that seems to be a problem.
He's on a 5-fight win streak, beating up dudes and just sitting on them like he usually does. Yeah.
So I mean, basically, unfortunately for John Fitch, he's fighting his way to get a title shot back at GSP, but GSP is gonna be long gone.
After GSP dismantles Jake Shields like he would any other guy, he's gonna go, and we're gonna see the Silva versus St. Pierre, which is incredible. But on that note, what's happening with Yushin Okami? Isn't he supposed to fight Silva? No one's talking about that. They're all talking about GSP.
Well, that's because no one wants to see Okami. I mean, Okami's a good fighter, and he's a good fighter, but he doesn't bring in the PPV.
Yeah.
He's not going to bring in the pay-per-view like the Silva. I mean, that fight is going to get in so much cash that Dana White probably doesn't even know how to spell Okami after he thought of the opportunity to put Silva fighting against GSP.
Which is just an incredible fight. But anyhow, back to John Fitch. I'm going to have to pick John Fitch by unanimous decision, like always.
Yeah. I mean, he's won his last 5 fights by unanimous decision. I mean, let's talk for a second, though, about BJ Penn. Yeah. BJ...
coming off a knockout of the year
future Hall of Famer. Yeah. No doubt about it. I mean, but he's 3-3 of his last 6 fights, which is inevitable for all fighters. No matter how good you are, you're not gonna win your last 5 fights and retire. I mean, that just doesn't happen in MMA. So, I mean, we saw his ability to just be amazing, like when he fought Matt Hughes, for example. 21 seconds, and he was out. I think was knocked out of the air, but that's just me.
Painful. I was freaking out at that. I remember I was like running around the room. I was like, that can't happen. Matt Hughes didn't just get knocked out in 21 seconds. I was expecting that was like a long fight, like a war out and stuff, and then 21 seconds later, it's over.
I mean, BJA can be nasty, but I just think it's going to be...
I don't see it.
I don't think this is one of those bad matchups for BJ. And I like John Fitch as well by unanimous decision.
Yeah, great Maynard style.
Yeah, so that's it for this episode of the MMAVcast. See you next time.